You would think that I had nothing better to be at than putting a hair mask in right now, but I'm actually in the middle of kind of packing up my house. So I thought that I would share 5 things that I have learned from 11 house moves in 8 years. Okay, so first up, I have done 2 international moves in 8 years, and then multiple moves just within that. Okay, so first up might seem an obvious when you become facially independent. You have to do everything yourself. You have to coordinate everything yourself, communicate, sometimes internationally, whatever, to get things set up for you're arriving in a different location. So there's that. But on the flip side, what I've really learned is that I have a really hard time asking for help and accepting help from other people. I'm so used to doing things myself that I have a hard time reaching out whenever I actually need help from people that are more than willing to help. Number 2, you become really good at not being attached to things. With multiple moves, you're constantly boxing up, you're constantly throwing things out, and you don't really tend to accumulate things in the same way. With that being said, though, on the flip side, sometimes it's hard to make a house feel like a home. And I would say, although I'm not attached to items or things, essentially, I have a greater appreciation for relationships and people now. Number 3, I really need my alone time. I really need my space. I really need my solitude to kind of recharge and re-energize. I'm so used to having a lot of time by myself that's important to me for my own energy. Number 4, I have less big groups of friends and more kind of individual relationships scattered kind of all over the globe, which is great if I ever want a vacation. The negative with that is that whenever you're bouncing around so often, people don't want to tend to put energy into creating relationships with you. And that goes 2 ways. I have definitely been guilty of this too, whereby I know I haven't been staying in a place for a very long time, and therefore I haven't made it a priority to have friends and build relationships in that place. And number 5, I would say that moving around so much has taught me what I'm really capable of. I've had a lot of challenges with moving. I've had a lot of challenges with moving internationally with a dog, especially a restricted breed dog and a dog that is over 40 pounds, because nobody wants to entertain you in housing with those 2 stipulations. So that is definitely hard when you've got other people and things to think of too. But yeah, you get to see what you're made of. You get to see what you can cope with, how you deal with a lot of stress, a lot of uncertainty. And I would say I'm pretty good at that too. Like, I don't need a solid plan. I just kind of need a rough outline of what's going on, and I can live life pretty carefree and stress-free.